Hi, it's Dr. Rush at Kelsey Canine here with Grindle. We're here to talk to you about a little bit of a different topic today, which is what to do when you're expecting a new baby, like myself, how to prepare your dogs, how to do the actual introduction, and then what to do afterward. So there's 3 phases here: the prep work, the actual introduction, and then kind of getting the dog acclimated once baby has arrived. So most of the work really, well, not most of the work, but a lot of work should be done before you guys are expecting the baby. There's a lot of life changes that happen when you have a new baby in the house, from really noisy toys to really strange looking strollers and different sounds. So what I would urge that you do is get your dog used to some of the weird noises that a lot of the baby toys make, even exposing them to a stroller. That way the first time they see it rolling, it's not intimidating and scary to them. Or if you have a dog who's a little bit more noise sensitive, even playing recordings of a baby crying, because let's face it, there will be a good amount of that at the very beginning. So kind of getting them used to what their new environment's going to be before the actual baby comes into the household. What is another really good idea is to create a schedule of medications. So if you have a dog who, even just the monthly heartworm and flea tick prevention, if you're doing monthly preventative, making a schedule, putting it on the refrigerator, and if there's any other medications, making sure that you make a schedule for that, and that you're getting refills before the baby arrives. That way, when you're having sleepless nights and trying to remember who gave what, you will have everything that you need, and you will also have a good schedule. Also, never a bad idea to potentially hire a dog walker to come a little bit before baby, just in case you guys are tired and you need someone to help walk your dog and kind of get them, a little bit more exercise when, their attention might not be where it was previously. And again, starting that beforehand so everything's not new to them once the baby arrives is quite important. So another question becomes is, when the baby does arrive, how do we do the introduction? It's a really good idea, if possible, to bring a item back from the hospital before the baby comes home, like a swaddle blanket or a hat, something with the baby scent on it. That way the dog is a little bit used to it before the baby arrives. And when you bring the baby home, it should not be a forced introduction. So have the entire family around and let the dog sniff the baby and just kind of get used to things on their own terms. When the baby is here, probably the absolute most important thing is to never, never, never leave your dog unsupervised, no matter how good they have been. And supervision really means, they're not across the room while you grab a cup of coffee. Ideally, you should be within a foot of the dog and the baby at all times, just because there's going to be weird noises and sounds and such that is just difficult for the dog to anticipate. I've had a good few clients train their dogs to stay away from a blanket on the floor, just because dogs get really excited and they want to jump in trance and see the baby, and that way if they're used to staying away from it, that gives you a little bit of leeway. And then ensuring, of course, that your dog knows some basic commands like sit and stay, and that way when baby's really excited, or when the dog's really excited, they're not jumping up on one of the parents or a friend who's holding the baby. So just some general recommendations for anyone who is expecting, or even for grandparents, if you're having a baby come over, is to, of course, acclimate the dog beforehand, try to expose them to the baby's scent and allow the dog to greet them in their own time, and then to never have any unsupervised play. So if you'll have any questions, let us know. I myself will be out on maternity leave starting the beginning of October through the beginning of January. So if you'll have any specific questions for me in the coming weeks, let me know. And otherwise, I'll see you in January.